Back up! Shield wiper fluid is... Oh, shit! Shit!
Okay.
Everybody out!
Who the fuck is it?
Whoa! Shit!
Full green!
No! Take out that sniper!
Not your fault.
Cut that bitch ass shit out, Mike. Bad. Do that donkey shit, boy. Bad boy, Mike.
We're taking heavies. We lost the truck.
Let him in.
Go.
Smoke.
Oh, shit.
Dorn, back up Cully inside. Let's go!
Nice to meet you, Mr. Lowrey.
Holy shit! Christine! Mike, I got this! I rebuke you, you command the universe. Oh, shit! Go. Them up. Run!
Oh, shit. I fucking hate politicians.
Girl, would you stop? I don't think so.
Too much of it.
Black jelly bean. Nobody. No.
Up your love, babe.
Hey.
Can't get enough of you.
Let's go! Move! Burnett and Lowrey are moving north.
A fight crime, baby.
You're at 165 over 90.
because Armando, reason they wanted Captain Howard dead, but a face. What's up?
Emergency. Our prisoner has escaped. Mayday, mayday. They are coming for the cockpit.
Let's go! Keats! Marcus! It's too heavy! Don't let go! You learn how to fly!
What are you doing? Stop it. Hey, come on.
You know you don't.
Everybody stay calm.
Mike, do you have the shot?
Mike, he's...
Die.
3, Mike.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the explosive world of Bad Boys, Ride or Die, where our favorite Miami detectives, Mike Lowrey and Marcus Burnett, prove that even in their silver years, they can still kick some serious. Well, you know, this recap is packed with high-octane action, surprisingly deep emotional moments, and enough buddy cop banter to fill a small comedy club. If you like this sneak peek, hit the like button and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel and let me know you want more. Now, buckle up, because things are about to get wild from minute 1. We kick things off with Mike, the eternally suave, finally tying the knot with Christine. You'd think the man who's stared down countless drug lords wouldn't flinch at I do, but he's having a full-blown panic attack at the altar. It's less here comes the bride and more here comes the existential dread, complete with a dramatic collapse. Marcus, ever the loyal partner and a man who seemingly has 9 lives, tries to calm him down, reminding him to just breathe. After a quick comedic beat, Mike recovers, the wedding goes on, and just when you think things are settling into marital bliss, the movie reminds us that Bad Boys means business. Literally. Just as Mike and Christine are enjoying their honeymoon, the tranquility is shattered faster than a villain's car window in a chase scene. News breaks that Captain Howard, their beloved, recently deceased mentor, is being posthumously accused of corruption, linked to drug cartels. The headlines scream, the TV anchors look grim, and Mike and Marcus, who are practically glued to the screen, are justifiably furious. Howard, corrupt. It's like finding out Santa Claus secretly moonlights as an arms dealer. Simply unbelievable. They know their captain, a man whose moral compass was always pointed firmly north, wouldn't touch cartel money with a 10-foot pole, let alone a yacht. But before they can fully process this indignity, a pre-recorded video message from Howard himself pops up, like a digital ghost from the machine. In it, he cryptically warns them about forces trying to tarnish his name and implicates a deeper conspiracy within the Miami PD, urging them to clear his name. The audio is a bit garbled, but the message is clear. Don't let them win. This isn't just about clearing a name. It's about honoring a legacy. And for Mike and Marcus, that's a mission they'll ride or die for. Quite literally. With Howard's posthumous reputation hanging in the balance, Mike and Marcus decide to go full renegade. Forget official channels. They know how these things work. It's time to shake a few trees and see what rotten fruit falls out. They hit the streets, leaning on old contacts and navigating the seedy underbelly of Miami, which, let's be honest, they practically own. Their first stop involves a dimly lit club where the bass thumps so hard you can feel it in your teeth, and conversations are conducted in urgent whispers over the blare of Latin music. They meet with a nervous informant, a guy who sweats more than Marcus after a long sprint, and he spills some low-level intel about dirty money movers. Simultaneously, Internal Affairs, personified by the ever-suspicious Lieutenant Dorn, starts breathing down their necks, making it clear they're not thrilled about Mike and Marcus doing their own thing. The air crackles with tension as they exchange veiled threats, the distinct clack of Dorn's shoes echoing menacingly on the polished floor. It's a classic bad boys setup, good cops against the world, and possibly their own department. The metallic tang of suspicion is in the air, thick and palpable, forcing our heroes to be even more cautious. Relying solely on their instincts and their unwavering belief in Howard's innocence. Following a hot tip, Mike and Marcus find themselves staking out a seemingly ordinary bank, convinced it's a hub for the dirty money Howard was supposedly involved with. They're huddled in their usual stylish ride, exchanging banter about Marcus's latest near-death epiphany, because what else would you discuss during a stakeout? Suddenly, the tranquility of the street is shattered by the deafening roar of explosions. An armored truck, carrying what we can only assume are millions of dollars in funny money, is violently ripped open. Before they can even blink, a crew of highly organized, heavily armed mercenaries descends, opening fire with ruthless efficiency. The air fills with the sharp crack of automatic weapons and the frantic shouts of civilians. Marcus, in a moment of pure adrenaline-fueled chaos, charges headfirst into the fray, Mike right behind him, yelling for him to use his brain, not just his spiritual guidance. The metallic spray of bullets against concrete and glass is relentless. Mike, ever the sharpshooter, takes down several assailants with impressive agility, while Marcus, channeling his inner bullet sponge, ducks and weaves, narrowly avoiding certain doom. This isn't just a bank robbery. It's a meticulously planned ambush, and our boys are caught squarely in the crossfire, proving that even a quiet stakeout can turn into a full-blown war zone faster than you can say bad boys for life. After the absolute fireworks display at the bank, Mike and Marcus find themselves in a rather uncomfortable position, being labeled prime suspects. Because, you know, when a major heist goes down and two off-duty cops are the only ones brave enough or perhaps foolish enough to intervene, they must be in on it. Right. The feds, along with Internal Affairs, descend like a swarm of angry hornets, sirens wailing. Their intent clear, apprehend our heroes. A high-speed chase ensues through the winding, neon-lit streets of Miami. The screech of tires a constant, adrenaline-pumping soundtrack. Mike, behind the wheel, maneuvers their sleek black car with his signature reckless abandon, narrowly dodging oncoming traffic and police barricades. Marcus, shotgun in hand, is busy yelling directions and occasionally letting out a triumphant whoop as they narrowly escape a collision. The air is thick with the smell of burning rubber and exhaust fumes. Federal cruisers, their lights flashing like a disco party gone wrong, pursue them relentlessly. The distinct thwack of bullets hitting their car's armored exterior adds to the chaotic symphony. They weave through construction sites, execute daring jumps over broken asphalt, and even manage to lose a few tails by strategically using a fruit stand as an impromptu distraction. It's a classic Mike and Marcus escape, a masterclass in controlled chaos. But it also paints a target squarely on their backs, making them fugitives in their own city. Now fugitives. Mike and Marcus realize they need to dig deeper into the real conspiracy, and that means going to the source, James McGrath. The ruthless cartel leader Howard was investigating, but getting to McGrath is impossible. So, they opt for the next best thing, his daughter, Judy, who's currently serving time in a maximum security correctional facility. This isn't a friendly hello. It's a high-stakes interrogation behind thick glass. Judy, a woman hardened by her father's criminal legacy, is as tough as nails and initially refuses to cooperate, her eyes narrow and filled with disdain. Mike, ever the charmer, tries his usual smooth talk, but it bounces off her like bullets off a tank. It's Marcus who eventually breaks through, appealing to her humanity, reminding her of Howard's inherent goodness, and suggesting that her father might not be the honorable man she believes him to be. The clanging of distant cell doors and the muffled shouts of guards provide a gritty backdrop to their tense conversation. The air is thick with distrust and unspoken resentments. Judy finally relents, offering a cryptic clue her name or location, something that points them towards a money laundering operation. It's a small lead, a fragile thread, but enough for our boys to pull on, even if it means venturing deeper into the lion's den. To truly get to the heart of this conspiracy, Mike realizes they need someone who knows the criminal underworld inside out, someone with direct ties to McGrath, and who better than his own son, Armando Aretas, currently locked up for his past transgressions. So, they hatch a plan, a ridiculously dangerous, explosively loud plan to break Armando out of prison. It's less subtle extraction and more controlled demolition. They orchestrate a prison riot, creating a massive diversion that sees inmates brawling, alarms blaring, and guards scrambling. The cacophony is immense, the dull thud of fists against flesh, the metallic clang of pipes, and the guttural roars of angry prisoners. Armando, a man who moves with lethal precision, cuts through the chaos like a hot knife through butter. He's a whirlwind of calculated violence, disarming and incapacitating guards with brutal efficiency. His movements a grim ballet of survival. Mike and Marcus, meanwhile, are dodging flying fists and stray projectiles, trying to reach Armando amidst the pandemonium. Marcus, naturally, has another one of his divine moments, narrowly escaping a falling light fixture. It's a chaotic, pulse-pounding sequence where the lines between order and anarchy blur completely, culminating in Armando's violent, but successful, liberation. They now have an unlikely and extremely dangerous ally. With Armando reluctantly in tow, the unlikely trio sets their sights on their next target, Tabitha, a flamboyant and notoriously slippery money launderer who operates out of a ridiculously ostentatious nightclub. This isn't your average dance spot. It's a swirling vortex of neon lights, pulsating electronic music, and enough illicit activity to make your head spin. The air is thick with the scent of expensive perfume, stale cigar smoke, and the underlying tension of dangerous dealings. Mike and Marcus try to blend in, which, let's be real, is hard for two men who look like they've just walked off a movie set. Armando, however, is a natural, his quiet intensity making him blend with the club's darker elements. They spot Tabitha, who's a vision of extravagant excess, holding court on a raised platform, surrounded by a phalanx of burly bodyguards. The booming bass vibrates through your very bones, making conversation nearly impossible, forcing them to communicate in quick, urgent glances and hand signals. This place is a gilded cage of corruption, and they know getting Tabitha to talk will be like pulling teeth from a shark. But they're not called bad boys for nothing, and Armando isn't known for his patience. The stage is set for another explosive encounter, proving that even in the lap of luxury, violence is always just a heartbeat away. As expected, the attempt to reason with Tabitha quickly devolves into absolute chaos. One wrong move, one suspicious glance, and suddenly the pulsing beats of the club are replaced by the rapid-fire crackle of gunfire. It's an instant eruption of violence, a symphony of destruction where every shot echoes off the reflected surfaces, sending terrified clubgoers scattering. Mike and Marcus, despite their age, move with a surprising, almost comedic agility, ducking behind tables and using anything as cover. Mike's shots are precise, taking down targets with ruthless efficiency, while Marcus, ever the human shield, somehow manages to avoid serious injury while delivering a few surprisingly impactful blows. Armando, meanwhile, is a force of nature, his movements fluid and deadly as he disarms and neutralizes threats with a chilling professionalism. The dull thud of his fists on bodies punctuating the gunfire. Glass shatters, sparks fly from bullet impacts on metal, and the air fills with the acrid smell of gunpowder and panicked screams. The trio fights their way through the stampeding crowd, using tables as makeshift shields and bar stools as projectiles. They eventually corner Tabitha, who, despite the mayhem, still looks surprisingly put together. She begrudgingly spills crucial information about a specific bank account used for the dirty money, just as more armed goons descend. The only option left is a full-throttle escape, leaving the once glamorous club in utter ruin, a testament to their destructive investigative style. Just when they think they're in the clear, exiting the demolished club, they're hit with another classic bad boys problem. A relentless, high-speed highway pursuit. A convoy of customized, heavily armored vehicles, bristling with cartel members and enough firepower to invade a small country, descends upon them. The roar of powerful engines fills the night, a metallic symphony of impending doom. Mike, with Armando providing some surprisingly insightful tactical advice from the backseat, weaves through traffic like a madman, pushing their getaway vehicle to its absolute limits. Marcus, meanwhile, is doing his usual combination of panicked shouting and miraculously effective shooting from the passenger seat, even managing to take out a tire on one of the pursuing vehicles with a lucky, or perhaps divinely guided, shot. The air is thick with the screech of tortured tires, the metallic groan of colliding vehicles, and the constant crackle of automatic gunfire. Cars flip, explosions erupt in their wake, and the highway becomes a dangerous, high-stakes racetrack. One particularly massive armored truck, a true beast of a machine, attempts to ram them off the road repeatedly, its formidable bulk creating a terrifying sonic boom as it passes. Our heroes barely escape certain obliteration, taking advantage of an opportune underpass and a conveniently placed, albeit destructible, pile of construction debris to lose their relentless pursuers, leaving a trail of destruction that would make even a seasoned Hollywood stunt coordinator blush. Miami's traffic just got a whole lot more exciting, and probably a lot more expensive for the city. Catching their breath after the highway ordeal, the trio retreats to a supposed safe house, a quiet, unassuming suburban abode that, for a few blissful moments, feels like sanctuary. They begin to piece together the information gleaned from Tabitha, discussing the implications of the dirty bank account and the deeper conspiracy. Armando, surprisingly, provides crucial insights into McGrath's modus operandi, revealing a chilling understanding of the criminal mind. The air is thick with the clinking of cheap coffee mugs and the rustle of maps being spread out, a temporary calm before the inevitable storm. But that calm is short-lived. Suddenly, the quiet is shattered by the deafening sound of breaching charges, followed by the splintering of wood as armed figures storm the house. It's a full-blown ambush, and it immediately becomes clear that their safe house was anything but. The rapid-fire exchange of gunfire fills the small space, ricocheting off walls, sending plaster dust flying. Mike and Marcus, caught off guard, scramble for cover, while Armando, ever prepared, reacts with savage efficiency, taking down attackers with brutal, close-quarters combat. The chilling realization dawns on them. Someone on the inside tipped off their enemies. The whoosh of a flashbang grenade briefly blinds them, adding to the sensory overload. The betrayal stings more than any bullet, transforming their escape from a tactical maneuver into a desperate scramble for survival. They narrowly manage to escape through a back exit, leaving behind a bullet-riddled room. The harsh metallic tang of betrayal lingering in the air, a bitter taste in their mouths. After their safe house ordeal, the trio realizes they need to be even more careful. They manage to secure a laptop and delve into the data Tabitha provided, cross-referencing names and accounts. The clack of keys on the keyboard fills the tense silence as they hunt for the elusive architect of Howard's downfall. Suddenly, a familiar, chilling face appears on the screen, an older, more sinister James McGrath, a ghost from their past. The click of the discovery is profound, a gut punch. McGrath, a notorious cartel kingpin they thought they'd put away for good, is not only alive but has been operating in the shadows, pulling strings, and orchestrating the entire frame-up of Captain Howard. The shock is palpable. It's like finding out your old high school bully now runs a multinational criminal empire. McGrath, through the video footage, exudes a quiet, terrifying confidence, a man who believes he is untouchable. His calm, collected demeanor on screen, despite the enormity of his crimes, is deeply unsettling. He's not just a villain. He's a master manipulator, and his motive for framing Howard is purely vindictive. This revelation shifts everything, turning their investigation into a deeply personal vendetta. The air is thick with a renewed sense of purpose, burning desire for justice that feels more urgent than ever. The stakes are no longer just about clearing a name. They're about confronting a personal demon from their shared history, with McGrath's identity revealed. The next logical step is to confront his chief enforcer, Adam Lockwood, a highly skilled ex-military operative who seems to be McGrath's right-hand man for all things violently complicated. They track him to a vast, dimly lit abandoned warehouse, the kind of place where shadowy deals and brutal confrontations are practically etched into the crumbling concrete. The air is cold and still, carrying the metallic scent of old machinery and a faint whiff of impending doom. As they enter, the stark thud of their boots echoes eerily. Lockwood is there, surrounded by a contingent of his highly trained mercenaries, all armed to the teeth and radiating dangerous professionalism. Mike tries to negotiate, to talk some sense into Lockwood, appealing to whatever shred of honor he might have left from his military days. Marcus, ever the optimistic, even attempts a motivational speech, but it falls flat against Lockwood's cold, steely gaze. Lockwood, in a calm, almost detached voice, makes it clear he's only loyal to money and McGrath's power. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. The silent standoff punctuated only by the subtle click of a safety being disengaged on a mercenary's rifle. It's clear that words are useless here. The atmosphere is charged, ready to explode at any moment. This isn't just a confrontation. It's a prelude to an inevitable, brutal showdown where loyalty is bought, not earned. As expected, negotiations quickly go south, and the warehouse erupts into an absolute symphony of violence. This isn't just a gunfight. It's a brutal, close-quarters ballet of bullets and fists. The sharp crack of gunfire fills the cavernous space, punctuated by the metallic clang of impacts and the grunts of exertion. Mike and Armando, a surprisingly effective father-son duo, move with incredible fluidity, engaging Lockwood's mercenaries in a complex gunfu sequence. Mike uses his pistol with deadly precision, combining rapid-fire shots with swift, bone-jarring melee attacks, while Armando, a master of improvisation, uses his surroundings to his advantage, disarming opponents with brutal efficiency, the dull thud of his strikes echoing through the warehouse. Marcus, bless his heart, is doing his best to keep up, firing off shots and providing cover, often with a bewildered expression, constantly remarking about how he's too old for this. The fight choreography is intense and intricate, showcasing each character's distinct style. Explosions from stray shots ignite old machinery, sending showers of sparks and debris flying. The very foundations of the warehouse tremble with the raw force of the battle. Mike and Armando tag team a particularly formidable mercenary, their movements seamless, a truly impressive display of coordinated chaos. This isn't just about winning, it's about surviving, and they do so with a blend of skill, determination, and a healthy dose of pure, unadulterated bad boy swagger, leaving a trail of unconscious bodies and splintered concrete in their wake. Having barely survived the warehouse brawl, the trio makes a desperate dash for a waiting helicopter, because what's a Bad Boys movie without a helicopter escape? They're leaping just as the rotors were into a deafening crescendo, the whoosh of the blades kicking up dust and debris. The air is thick with the scent of aviation fuel and the lingering smell of gunpowder as they ascend into the night sky, leaving the ruined warehouse behind. For a brief moment, there's a flicker of hope, a sense of having escaped the immediate danger. Marcus, true to form, starts celebrating prematurely, perhaps even hinting at another spiritual experience. But their reprieve is short-lived. From below, Lockwood's remaining forces, armed with heavy artillery, open fire. The thump-thump of rounds hitting the helicopter's fuselage is immediate and terrifying, each impact sending shudders through the craft. The pilot, fighting heroically, takes a hit, and the helicopter quickly loses altitude, spiraling out of control with a catastrophic whine. The metal groans and screams under the strain, pieces of the chopper tearing off as it plunges towards the dark, murky expanse of the Everglades. The impact is a colossal, fiery explosion, the kind that makes you wince, as the helicopter disintegrates into a ball of flame and twisted metal upon hitting the swamp water. It's a miracle they survived the fiery crash, clambering out of the submerged wreckage. Soaked, battered, and more determined than ever. The lingering smell of burning oil stinging their nostrils. Surviving the fiery helicopter crash, Mike, Marcus, and Armando find themselves stranded in the treacherous and forgiving expanse of the Florida Everglades. It's a primal, suffocating environment where every step is a struggle through thick mud and dense foliage. The air is heavy with humidity, buzzing with insects, and permeated by the earthy scent of decaying vegetation. Marcus, ever the melodramatic one, bemoans the lack of five-star accommodations, while Mike, grimly determined, pushes them forward. Armando, surprisingly, takes the lead, navigating the swamp with an almost animalistic instinct, aware of every wrestle and splat. The squelch of their boots in the mud is a constant, sucking sound, and the occasional hiss of unseen serpents adds to the pervasive sense of danger. They know Lockwood's men are hot on their trail, their distant shouts and the crack of branches underfoot echoing ominously through the dense swamp. They encounter alligators, venomous snakes, and generally unpleasant swamp creatures, adding another layer of peril to their already dire situation. Mike and Marcus, despite their exhaustion, continue their banter, using humor as a shield against the encroaching despair. Marcus even tries to commune with a particularly large gator, much to Mike's exasperation. It's a grueling, physically demanding sequence, pushing them to their absolute limits, showcasing their sheer resilience and the depth of their bond amidst the primeval dangers of the swamp. They are grime-covered, exhausted, but still moving forward, driven by the burning desire for justice thought after an arduous trek through the Everglades. Battered but broken, Mike and Marcus finally manage to make contact with Marina, Marcus's daughter, who happens to be a sharp internal affairs agent. They meet in a secluded, almost abandoned diner, the fluorescent lights humming overhead, casting a harsh glow on their weary faces. Marina, looking stressed but determined, slams a tablet onto the table, the thud echoing in the quiet diner. On it is undeniable evidence, a series of encrypted files and meticulously cross-referenced data that exposes the true depth of McGrath's conspiracy. She reveals that Howard was investigating McGrath's vast money laundering network, and he had accumulated a secret ledger detailing all the illicit transactions. McGrath, anticipating Howard's moves, created a false digital ledger and planted it, making it look like Howard was the corrupt one. It's a chillingly clever frame-up. The air crackles with disbelief and anger as the pieces finally click into place. The click of the truth is almost audible. Marina explains how McGrath had infiltrated various agencies, twisting facts and fabricating evidence to protect his empire. The evidence also points to McGrath's current location, a lavish, fortified mansion disguised as an abandoned amusement park, serving as his operational hub. Mike and Marcus exchange a grim, determined look. They now have everything they need to take down McGrath. But it's going to be a battle like no other, requiring every ounce of their cunning and strength. Armed with Marina's intel, the trio prepares for the final showdown. McGrath's lair turns out to be a creepy, dilapidated amusement park, because apparently, villains just love ironic hideouts. Picture old, rusting roller coasters, faded carousels, and the chilling silence where laughter used to be, now replaced by the whisper of the wind through broken structures. The setting itself is a character, dripping with an unsettling, melancholic atmosphere. They approach under the cloak of night. They are crisp and silent, punctuated only by the occasional creak of a derelict ride. Their infiltration is a masterpiece of stealth and tactical precision. Mike moves like a shadow, checking every corner, while Armando, with his heightened senses, spots tripwires and hidden cameras, disarming them with silent, practiced movements. The soft snick of tools barely audible. Marcus, meanwhile, provides his usual combination of comic relief and unexpected bursts of insight. Once remarking how the place reminds him of his near-death experience in a clown house, they navigate a maze of booby traps and armed guards, the tension almost unbearable. Every shadow seems to hold a threat, and the tap of a distant guard's boot sends shivers down your spine. They use the park's decaying structures as cover, moving through the eerie silence with a singular purpose: reach McGrath. This is the calm before the storm, a tense ballet of infiltration, setting the stage for the explosive finale. Once inside McGrath's opulent, yet sinister, mansion hidden within an amusement park, all hell breaks loose. The stealth quickly gives way to a chaotic, multi-level gunfight and brawl, a true cinematic crescendo. McGrath's personal army, a seemingly endless wave of heavily armed goons, emerges from every corner, firing with ruthless precision. The mansion becomes a battlefield, bullets tear through priceless artwork. Ornate chandeliers crash to the ground with a deafening smash, and the air fills with plaster dust and the acrid smell of gunpowder. Mike is in his element, orchestrating a ballet of destruction, his movements swift and deadly as he dispatches adversaries with his signature blend of shooting and brutal close quarters combat. Armando, a lethal whirlwind, uses the environment to his advantage, scaling walls, dropping from above, and taking down multiple targets with his bare hands. The dull thud of his fists against bodies echoing through the grand halls. Marcus, always a wild card, manages to hold his own, taking cover behind a ridiculously expensive statue, firing off shots, and occasionally delivering surprisingly powerful blows, often accompanied by a dramatic groan about his aching back. The combat choreography is spectacular, featuring intricate sequences of hand-to-hand fighting, tactical gunplay, and impressive stunt work. The zing of bullets whizzing past their heads is constant, the explosions from grenades shaking the very foundation of the mansion. It's a relentless, high-octane battle, a testament to their combined skill and sheer refusal to die, as they fight their way through the mansion's lavish halls, closer and closer to McGrath. In the thick of the brutal mansion showdown, a moment of profound gravity is. During an intense exchange, Marcus takes a devastating blow, collapsing to the ground, lying motionless amidst the shattered debris. The fighting seems to pause for a beat, a chilling silence descending as Mike races to his side, his face a mask of genuine horror and grief. It's a truly heart-wrenching moment. As Mike desperately tries to revive him, Marcus enters another one of his signature near-death experiences. This time, it's a vivid, ethereal vision, a journey through a serene, glowing landscape where he encounters a spectral, comforting figure. The sounds of battle fade into a peaceful hum, replaced by a gentle, guiding voice that reminds him of his purpose, his bond with Mike, and the importance of completing their mission. He's told he has unfinished business, a metaphorical pat on the back from the afterlife. The contrast between the violent reality and his tranquil vision is stark and impactful. Marcus is brought back from the brink, gasping for air, suddenly imbued with an almost superhuman surge of energy and conviction. He's not just alive, he's renewed, more determined than ever to ensure justice is served. His eyes burning with a newfound intensity. The thumping of his revitalized heart seems to echo the beat of the entire movie, pushing them forward into the final, inevitable confrontation, with Marcus inexplicably recharged. The final confrontation with McGrath is upon them. Mike, Marcus, and Armando corner the insidious mastermind in a climactic, brutal hand-to-hand combat sequence. McGrath, revealed to be a formidable fighter himself, doesn't go down easy. He fights with the desperation of a cornered enemy. His moves surprisingly swift and powerful for a man of his age and criminal intellect. The crack of punches, the grunt of exertion, and the thud of bodies slamming against walls fill the air. Mike engages him directly, a furious blur of punches and counterpunches, driven by years of frustration and the desire for justice for Captain Howard. Marcus, with his renewed vigor, delivers some surprisingly impactful blows, often combining them with a sarcastic quip. Armando provides tactical support, neutralizing McGrath's remaining guards with chilling efficiency. The fight is a brutal, extended affair, each blow carrying the weight of their long, dangerous journey. McGrath attempts every dirty trick in the book, but our heroes are relentless. The fight culminates in a truly satisfying, definitive defeat for McGrath, ensuring he can no longer tarnish Howard's legacy or threaten Miami. The snap of a final, decisive move signals the end of his reign. The air, once thick with tension and violence, settles into a quiet, victorious hum. They've done it. The mission is accomplished, justice served, and their mentor's name is finally clear, leaving only the quiet echoes of their triumph in the tranquil aftermath of the chaos. Captain Howard's name is unequivocally clear, his legacy restored to its rightful, honorable place. The city of Miami breathes a collective sigh of relief, though perhaps not knowing the full extent of the two bad boys who saved them. Mike and Marcus, battered but triumphant, stand together looking out over the familiar, vibrant Miami skyline, their shared journey etched onto their weary faces. Armando, having played his part, is seen on a path towards redemption, a flicker of hope in his previously hardened eyes, hinting at a complicated but potentially brighter future. The air, now free from the immediate threat, carries a sense of renewal, a fresh breeze signifying not an ending, but a new beginning. They faced betrayal, confronted their past demons, and walked through fire, emerging stronger, their bond tighter than ever. It's a poignant moment of brotherhood, of recognizing the true strength found in unwavering partnership. This adventure reminds us that while the world might constantly throw new challenges, new villains, and new explosions their way.
Because Armando
Some things
reasoned they
remain
wanted
constant:
Captain Howard dead,
their friendship,
but a
their
face.
humor, and their enduring commitment to justice. As long as Mike and Marcus are around, Miami
up?
will always have its guardians, ready to ride and perhaps to die,
face.
but always together. The future is uncertain, but with these two, it's guaranteed to be anything but dull.